What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about NIO, I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's really moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 4.37%, 750 the low, 780 the high, and extremely low volume. So 38.1 million shares being traded, 98.4 is the average. So every time in the past we've had lower volume, NIO tends to just kind of consolidate. And so I think generally speaking as well, NIO really failing to get above that $8 range and stay there is going to one way or another cause some consolidation. So I think today is healthy, and the fact that most of the broader market is starting to pull back anyways, it's not really too crazy of a deal for me. But I'm going to go over some key levels to really watch for. There hasn't really been any macro data points coming out from neither China or the States. So next week should be a big one, where that stimulus meeting I think is early on in the week. I'll have to double check, but I'll bring that up over my weekend video. Today, no news from NIO, no SEC filings, even on social media, no speculative topics. So today legitimately is a technical driven day. Shorts right now at the time of doing this video, they are increasing 243,000 shares. 11.27% of the free flow is being shorted. Works out to be 155.9 million shares overall being shorted. You might see shorts wake up a little bit in the next hour or two, only because of options. So looking at the options, 7.7 million in calls, 2.5 in puts. 46% of all the options being done are bearish in nature. Coming from a bull standpoint, you see consensus for it to be roughly around that $8 range in the foreseeable future. Bears are anticipating for it to pretty much taper off and go to back down to that $7 range. But with today being Friday, just take a mental note of this. This is all the open interest. So you have 6,000 at that 6, 16,000 at that 7. So it is fair to assume that both of those are going to be in the money. What is up for debate today is 26,000 at that 750. So we've seen numerous times in the past, shorts just wake up to suppress NIO below 750, and actually it looks like it is happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if NIO closes at 748 or 749, just because market makers and shorts would rather have this 26,000 expire worthless. So we've seen that happen countless times, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see. Aside from that though, you're not really seeing that much in transactions on the secondary market. So far, 4 transactions overall above $100,000, 1 buy and 3 sells. Going forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be orienting all of this based on largest transactions, because to be fully honest, that's what we all care about, right? We care about the big ones. You guys don't need me to mindlessly scroll and blah, blah, blah. You guys don't care about that. You guys just want to see the biggest transactions, which is what I kind of agree with. So dark pool, only one big transaction, 1.25 million, 763,000 being the next one. So once again, big money is not really paying attention to NIO. One of the biggest reasons why NIO is moving is because of algorithmic trading. So not necessarily the best, and I think a lot of that is just piggybacking off of the broader market. Today though, with it right now at 752, like I said, it is starting to pull back. It is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 751 is going to be a strong support. And again, shorts will try to test that. So 750 was a low for today. So like I said, don't be surprised if shorts wake up a little bit and try to suppress it below that. 716 is going to be a strong support aside from that 751, and then 772 and then 807 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. Aside from that, one thing is that is rather interesting is that we haven't received any new analyst ratings. So I've been covering NIO for a very long time, and every time NIO puts out their quarterly numbers as well as their monthly numbers, we normally get some ratings, like at least 2, possibly 3 at the very bare minimum. This time around, we didn't get anything. So I feel like that would have been a pretty good catalyst for today. And actually it looks like we're at that 751. So that's being tested as kind of I do this video. But again, back to the analyst ratings, that would have been a pretty good catalyst for today, because if some analysts came out with, let's say, double digits, then that would have easily pushed the stock price higher. But unfortunately, maybe they're waiting for the weekend. They'll post them over the weekend, and then that way it'll affect Monday possibly. But still, that would have really been helpful today. So let me know your general thoughts on that. And then as you did see, Technically, from the Elliott Wave Technicals, it is projecting still for NIO to be between that 854 and 913, as long as it holds this pivot point of 623. Aside from all that fun stuff though, quickly popping over here, as I mentioned, the algorithmic trading is the majority and the big thing for today. So you can see that from the smaller transactions there. Still technically above that 10-day moving average, so it consolidating isn't the worst thing in the world. Most likely we will kind of retest that in the early part of next week, so stay tuned again for my video over the weekend where I'll go over some expectations and some key levels. But today, whoever is selling is coming out strong because you do see a lot of big walls right here that did form. So pretty much up to 774 for the most part is going to be a lot of heavy kind of resistance. So a lot of willing sellers. Might be just a one-off because of the macro conditions and whatever else, but still, obviously any stock failing to get above a key resistance level, you're going to see consolidation. So that's what's happening with NIO right now. No new news. So it's been very, very quiet. So no speculative topics or anything. No new analysis, no new ratings. So it is, like I said, today is just a pure technical driven day. Some people like it, some people don't. So let me know if your general thoughts on NIO is still optimistic. One thing I do find interesting, the reason why I asked that question, is because on social media, you see a lot of people extremely panicking. Like, I don't know why. They act like NIO is going to go back down to 5 overnight. So that's the comical thing about NIO investors. When things are going up, they are like jumping up and down like, hey, we're coming for 20, we're going to 100 and all this stuff. And then as soon as you get like one red day of consolidation, which isn't, again, the end of the world, you get people automatically just get massively bearish. So it's very comical. And I think generally speaking, that's one negative trait of any stock that has a heavy retail presence. It's just a lot of people play with a lot of emotion. If you do believe in NIO, just take advantage, buy the dips, dollar cost average. That's kind of the best way to go for stocks like NIO, or just generally speaking, in my opinion. But yeah, I think today's consolidation is normal. It would have been nice for it to close above that 802, but generally no stock just goes higher. You need a catalyst, whether it be analyst ratings or something from the company, but nothing's been coming out today. So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.